Business Means Cami Knight here with us in the studio. Good evening to you,
Mark.
Cami. Only 2 days left for countries to strike deals with the US before Donald Trump's original so-called reciprocal tariffs kick in. Where do things stand?
Well, there were promises for 90 deals in 90 days. So far, there's only kind of a limited trade deal with the UK and still rather unclear deal with Vietnam. A deal with India has also been on the cards for a while as well, though that remains elusive too. What we do know is that Donald Trump has been delivering several tariff letters on Monday to various trading partners, letting them know what tariff rate they will now get if they don't come back to the negotiating table. He posted screenshots of letters apparently sent to Japan, South Korea, Malaysia and Kazakhstan's leaders dictating a new 25% blanket tariff rate on their country's imports, also posting letters sent to South Africa, who will be subject to a 30% tariff, and Laos and Myanmar that will face a 40% duty. All of this, of course, posted as screenshots to his Truth Social account, and most of those new rates very similar to the ones he'd announced back in April, some just 1% off. Now, other trade deals could be on their way soon too, with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying several trade announcements would be made in the next 48 hours. The administration is also buying time, saying the tariffs would only actually go into effect on the 1st of August. Take a listen.
The president will also sign an executive order today delaying the July 9th deadline to August 1st. So the reciprocal tariff rate or these new rates that will be provided in this correspondence to these foreign leaders will be going out the door within the next month, or deals will be made. And those countries continue to negotiate with the United States. We've seen a lot of positive developments in the right direction, but the administration, the president and his trade team want to cut the best deals for the American people.
The EU, meanwhile, says the aim is still to reach a trade deal with Washington by the 9th of July and that it's making good progress.
Progress has been made towards an agreement in principle. We consulted with our member states on Friday. Our president talked to the American president yesterday, and we are working hard, all parts of the machine, towards getting something over the line by the 9th of July.
Meanwhile, developing nations taking part in the BRICS summit on Monday sought to brush away accusations from Trump that the bloc is anti-American after he threatened them with additional 10% tariffs. The 10-nation grouping, which also includes US allies Brazil and Indonesia, is concluding a 2-day summit in Rio de Janeiro. Luke Schrager has more.
It should have been a 2-day summit about economic cooperation with emerging economies, but after criticism of Washington's trade strategies, international bickering ensued.
Any country aligning themselves with the anti-American policies of BRICS will be charged an additional 10% tariff. There will be no exceptions to this policy.
Brazilian host and leader Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva wasn't slow to clap back.
I don't think it's very responsible or serious for the president of a country as big as the United States to go around threatening the world through the internet. We don't want an emperor.
The BRICS economic bloc has swelled beyond original members Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, and now accounts for half the world's population and around 40% of its economic output. Among them, both US archenemies and allies. And while leaders like China's Xi Jinping and Russia's Vladimir Putin stayed away from the actual summit, hoping to keep a lower profile, both Moscow and Beijing insisted they weren't looking for a fight.
BRICS is an important platform for cooperation in emerging markets and developing countries. It calls for openness, inclusiveness and win-win cooperation and does not engage in confrontation or target specific countries. China has repeatedly stated there are no winners in trade or tariff wars, and protectionism leads nowhere.
South Africa, too, insisted it wasn't seeking to compete with any other power. It already faces a 31% tariff rate if it fails to reach a deal with Washington. Punishing US tariffs unveiled in April were due to come into force on Wednesday, a date that now seems will slip to August 1st, according to Donald Trump, offering nations a 3-week reprieve.
In other news, France's poverty rate has surged to 15.4% in 2023, the highest level since its National Statistics Agency began tracking the indicator in 1996. The agency's report shows nearly 10 million people living in mainland France lived below the poverty line last year, with that threshold fixed at €1,288 per month. That's 650,000 more people than in 2022. The agency says the sharp increase is partly due to the discontinuation of exceptional measures implemented in 2022 aimed at protecting people's purchasing power, as well as decline in income among the poorest households. It also pointed out that those most exposed to poverty in France are those living on unemployment benefits, single-parent families, individuals living alone, and self-employed workers. Let's take a quick look at the day's trading action now. European markets closed higher on Monday as investors awaited US trade deal developments. Only London's FTSE closing in the red, down 0.19%. Stocks in the US, meanwhile, fell on Monday after Trump posted the letters to countries indicating new tariffs. The Dow Jones dropped 500 points, while the Nasdaq and S&P also both lost nearly 1%. Tesla shares also put pressure on the broader market, the car maker shedding as much as 7% after CEO Elon Musk announced his intention over the weekend to form a new political party. Now, one of the world's largest Legolands has opened its doors to tourists in Shanghai over the weekend. It's one of the 11 parks across the world, but is the first to open in China. Visitors were greeted by a 26-metre-tall Lego man and performances featuring various Legoland characters. Tickets ranged from $44 to $84, and the resort was built with about 85 million Lego bricks. It was developed in conjunction with the Shanghai government by Merlin Entertainments and the Lego Group. Let's hear from one of the developers.
We have a fairly good estimate that it should be about 85 million Lego bricks in this park. And they're all built hand by hand, handcrafted by Lego model designers spread throughout the world. China is a big market. It has a capture area for us within 2 hours drive time of more than 55 million people that can reach the park here in Shenzhen in the suburbs of China. And in addition to that, the whole Yangtze River Delta region with about 200 million people is available for us also to come and visit the park on a short-term basis.
So you have it, Lego building in China, brick by brick, if I may.
Cami Knight, thank you very much indeed for that one. Cami back with more business and more Lego in about an hour's time. Thank you.